Well, today I'd like to talk to y'all about toxic men. Yes, toxic men. Toxic men, oh goodness. First of all, have you ever really been in a bad toxic relationship? It wasn't a narcissist, it wasn't a gaslighting, it's just toxic. A toxic relationship. Well, friends, I'm here to tell you that about 3 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago, I was in a relationship and it was my ex boyfriend, and he's a Puerto Rican. I had never dated a Puerto Rican guy, but yes, I dated a Puerto Rican guy. I was actually like 9 years older than him, and that was a little scary for me, being a lot older because some women like older men like older women, they like young women, young men. But our relationship, we became friends first in a little small group of music, friends that we all went and danced, had dance time and friends, and we'd meet all up at a little bar and talk. And he didn't drink. That was one thing that I did like about him, is he did not drink, as I don't drink. So that was, I like that. Then, as friendship, then we came a little closer. And I started dating him. Then things started really changing. Every time that we would go out, one time, maybe I was walking a little fast, and I remember I was walking a little fast. Can't wait to get in the bar. I wanted to dance. I couldn't wait. And so I was a little ahead of him walking. I didn't realize it. And he pulled my hair. He just yanked me back and pulled my hair back. And it made me mad, yes, but I understood that I was walking a little too fast. I wasn't walking with him. So I kind of let that go. Some of the things that he done and said, seen. I should have seen all this and should have known better. I should have known better. But when we started dating, my sister and her boyfriend, and a friend of mine, Deborah Adams, and her daughter, we all went and had a vacation. Beautiful vacation, y'all. It was just absolutely beautiful. I was enjoying myself. And he was on the phone. He was calling me. And I sat on that phone half the night with him talking. And I kept saying, I really need to go. I have friends. And they were getting mad. Both of them was getting mad at me because I wasn't on vacation with them. I was on the phone constantly with him. So that was one little incident. I should have known about a toxic man. They keep you on the phone. So that was one of the little things that he had done. And the other little things that gave me hints of a toxic relationship is when you go with somebody and you break up. Now, this was going on for like 3 years, on and off, on and off, on and off. And I really thought it was me. I thought, well, maybe, I'm not used to relationships. I just got in this relationship. I hadn't dated anybody for a while. So I thought, well, maybe, it's me, but it really wasn't me. No, I thought it was. But there was times that I can remember when we would go out, and then when we'd break up, he was always with women. He always was with a girl. Every time that we would break up, we had, went to the bars because I have friends and he had friends. Some of his friends was my friends. My friends were some of his friends. But he always tried to make me jealous. Yes. He'd go in a bar and he would find a woman and he would date and do it in front of me. Just little things like that. He, off and on, he'd have a girl. He hung around with two girls, and one was a Puerto Rican girl like him. The other girl, she came to her senses after I videoed a conversation that he had said about her and her friend. And when I showed them that, she's like, yep, they would have never known that he was that way. But he is. He was that way. He's very, very toxic. I remember going out. I remember him being all messed up. I never knew why he was so messed up, because I always thought he was tired. He always told me he was tired from work. He really didn't work that hard, y'all. He was a painter. He painted houses. He didn't have that much work. He lived with his mama. Yes, he lived with his mama. His mama took care of him. She paid all the bills. He couldn't really bring a lot of women into the home because, that's not really right. But when I did end up going with him, I met his mother, and his mother was so sweet, y'all. I just loved his mother. Well, his mother and my ex-boyfriend had a love relationship. And she was older, and my ex-boyfriend never gave her any prescribed medication that she needed. It was all vitamins. And she would get sicker and sicker and sicker, and just, we all told him, even the lady at the vitamin store, you can't do this. She needs to go to the doctor and get things, the doctor way, not vitamins. Because he was a vitamin freak. I mean, we all love our vitamins, absolutely. But sometimes you got to have a doctor. Well, anyway, we ended up, or should I say, I ended up leaving him. Why? Because he was constantly on the phone. There was girls. I can name some of them, a Debbie, and I mean, there was some. I just can't even remember all of them because it's been a while back. And it's been about 4 years now. Thank goodness, y'all, that the Lord took me out of something that he seen that he didn't like. So he took me out of it and replaced me with someone else. Now, when I left him, what he told me was, I'm going to put my mom in a home. I'm going to put my mom in a home so I can get the house and get the insurance money. I cried and I begged him, y'all. I begged him, please don't put your mother in a home. Please. Well, he did. And I said, now she's going to pass away because you put her in this home. COVID. Well, I was right. She passed away. I never got to say goodbye because of him. He literally, y'all, killed his mother. Now, that's just the way that I see it. that he put his mother away to die so he could get the house. And he did. He got the house. And a house is a small house. It was a 3 bedroom. We built it into a 2 bedroom because we wanted a bigger bedroom. So we built a bigger bedroom. And like I said, it was a small house. And he probably owed maybe 40,000 on it back then. Well, when his mom passed away, he got the money, got the house, and the probably house payment probably isn't but about $450 a month, because back then his mom had it all straightened where it was like $450 a month. So, and when I lived there, when I moved in to take care of his mother, yes, I took care of her. Oh man, I wish I would have met her, because she's a little spitfire. She was a little spitfire, but she's very, very sweet. But she heard some arguments. One night he got so messed up he couldn't drive. He came home. He was crawling in the closet, y'all. And his mom heard the argument the next day, and so she knew what was going on, and she knew exactly what was going on. And she knew that he was toxic. She would cry. She would cry with me. Hi, Janice Peters. How are you? I am trying to talk about toxic men. Even my grandson was in a controlling relationship. And he was asking me about what to do. Well, I did a little video on my grandson. Y'all welcome to go back, subscribe to my channel, go back and look at my grandson, my grandson and what he went through. And he did break up with her. Yay! He did break up with her. But anyway, toxic relationship. This is why I'm single. I am single. I'm happy. I have a 4-bedroom home. I have a roommate, and I've known him for like 20 years, and he's the best roommate I could ever ask for, y'all. I drive a Toyota Tacoma, a 2025, yes, brand new. And I'm happy for this because I worked hard, for what I have and what we do, and it's hard out there, y'all. It takes two. It takes two these days, not just one. It takes two. But the toxic relationship, the signs of toxic relationship, and respect. No respect. How do you get respect out of a toxic man? Now, he is remarried, and he was married before. I believe she was a Puerto Rican too, and it didn't last very long. And I have met her. She was really nice. I believe her name was Maria. She was a very nice lady, and I understand why she left. But anyway, we'll get off of that story. But the signs of a toxic man is trying to keep you away from your friends, keep you away, talking on the telephone. He kept me on the phone all the time. Now his wife now, when I left him, she used to leave me horrible messages, y'all. Oh, I'm going to marry him, blah, blah, blah. And all she did was talk about me, talk about others, talks about her toxic relationships. The men that can't tell their side of the story, like my ex-boyfriend, he's not here to tell his side of the story. He may tell you something, how bad I was and what I did and this and that. But I'm not really talking, I don't really want to talk bad about him. I just want to, he was just toxic to me. Just because he was toxic to me doesn't mean he's toxic to somebody else. Now his wife sent me some bad messages, and I had a temper, and I would write her even on other people's pages. I told him how sorry she was. Why are you doing this? And she would never answer me back. And I always ask her, why are you sending me these messages? It can't be because I want your husband, because I definitely do not want his husband. Um, I was there for my ex-boyfriend, for his mother, to take care of his mother. Now, and back then he didn't work that much. He was he did a little bit of painting houses. Some of his customers gave him pills for replace of payments. Um, his he did a little bit of odd jobs here and there, but he didn't work. His mother took care of him. His mother took care of him. Before he moved in with his mother, he did have a little place to himself, with not to himself, with another person, and that didn't last. It didn't last. So he moved in with his mother, and his mom took care of him, and he took care of her too, But he stayed out late at night, and I believe the HRS was called on him twice. That's why I pretty much moved in to take care of her. I believe that was the situation. And thank God I don't have to take care of him, because he is now, which we all knew sooner or later, we just didn't know it was going to be 3 years later. We figured it'd be sooner than that, because he's going to say he has arthritis real bad. And he does. I do too. His eyesight, he said, I can't hardly see to paint the little lines. I need to do this and do that. And so we all knew. And I had a family member tell me, he only has you there to take care of his mother and him. Watch. Just watch. He's there for you to take care of his mother. Well, they were right. My family member was absolutely right. And not only my grandkids, 3 of my grandkids do remember him. 2 of them, I'm sorry, 4. 3 of them, he was okay. They liked him. He took them fishing and blah, blah, blah. But my oldest grandson did not like him at all. He did not like him. He did not want him around. It wasn't just because of me, because I was living, with him. It was also because he had dated, and I guess she had took him home at his stepmom. And it upset him. There's no names, nothing. It upset him so bad that his granny, which is me, was with the same guy that his stepmother was with. And he never liked him. And that's my fault, y'all. This whole relationship of me and my ex-boyfriend is all my fault. All my fault, because I should have known better. When you see something and you know it's toxic or narcissist or gaslighting, you walk away. Walk away from it. Some people don't. They don't walk away from it. I want it, I want it, I want it. And they'll go men after men after men after men. Oh, I'm attracted. They'll say, I'm attracted to narcissists. No, you are to them. They're not to you, because that's what you want. You know how to say no. Don't we all know how to say no, and we all know how to walk away. When you're in a relationship with a toxic narcissist, I never can say that word very well. Narcissist, gaslighting, controlling, walk away. Because being single, you can be more happy being single than being in a bad relationship. Like I said, I was in a very bad toxic relationship with my ex-boyfriend. There was a lot of, even some of my band members, friends, did not like him. Some wanted to kick his butt because of things that he had done to me. But that's all in the past now. Now, how do you forgive? Now, I'm trying to understand toxic people, and he is one of my toxic. I have been married a couple of times, and my husbands were never that way. And we are still friends. We are still friends till this day. I could not be friends with my ex boyfriend because he was very toxic to me, and he killed his mother. Now, that's just the way I see it. He put his mom away to get the house and her insurance money to die, and she did pass away. I can never forgive that. I will never forgive him for that. Never. Yeah, his wife now talks bad about everybody, not just me, about everybody, y'all. Yeah, she talks about all her toxic men that's been married 5 times and blah, blah, blah. Honey, when you see somebody toxic, just walk away. I don't care how much you love them. Walk away. If you love somebody and they don't love you, walk away. And be happy. Be single. Be single like me, y'all. Well, anyway, I probably didn't do a very good video on this, a toxic, but I'm learning toxic. I'm now going out dancing again. As you all know in my other videos, I have lost my partner to a car accident, and I miss him so much, y'all. I miss him so damn much. We had plans. He was fixing to retire, and we were going to be doing some things. But sadly, he got in a car accident, and it put me where I couldn't go dancing anymore. I didn't listen to music very much anymore. I started eating. Cholesterol started shooting up high, and now, guess what? Now I have got back into the dancing scene, back to doing the normal things that I'm supposed to be doing. Going out this Saturday night, my girlfriend's birthday, and we're going to be celebrating her birthday. And my sister, and we're all going to have a great time. And I'm sorry if I didn't do too good on this video. I'm not very good at talking. I am learning about toxic men, and there's toxic women out there too, y'all. I see it every day that there is toxic women out there. If you are a man and you're with a toxic woman, give me a thumbs up, hit me a high, or subscribe to my channel, and help me out with toxic men. Ladies, help me. Tell me what to do too. I just say stay away from toxic men. When you start dating them and you see signs, move along, baby. Move along. Okie dokie, y'all. I'm getting off of here. And one day I'd like to talk to you about respect. Man, I was very, very disrespected in my relationship with my ex-boyfriend. Very, very disrespected. I was disrespected. Not just me now. I have family members that's being disrespectful right now. But that's another subject. This one's just toxic. Stay away from toxic men. And y'all have a wonderful Wednesday. And blessings to all. And subscribe to my channel. Give me a little heart. Give me anything. And help me out too, men and women. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you.